Hey guys, James Commissioner from Kartz-N-Fartz. So I'm going to show you a few little steps on things that I would recommend for you to do yearly for some golf cart maintenance. So a lot of these golf carts are very similar. The one I'm going to be showing you this yearly maintenance on is a 2017 Club Car President. But like I said, a lot of this stuff is very similar to all the golf carts. So hopefully this helps. Now, battery maintenance. Now you should be doing this at least every other month. So obviously you want to pull those caps off and check the water level. Also look at the ends of the battery cables and make sure there's no corrosion on there. This cart here actually has a voltage reducer for a Bluetooth radio that we put in. So I want you to make sure that any wiring, any accessories, the larger wire is all the way down on the bottom of the battery and the smaller wire is on top of it. You want to get a very good connection. You do want to check the torque on these bolts, or nuts should I say, that goes into the studs. Now you don't need to tighten them down like you're trying to change your tire on your car, but you do want to have them good and snug where they're not going to come loose. Man, I don't even know what the specs are. If I had to guess, somewhere around 30 pounds, foot-pounds. But also inspect for any corrosion. I know these hooks right here, these are what they're called J hooks. I don't know if you can see, you can see it going down there. They're really bad about corroding. So this one had a little bit, not bad, but I hosed it off a couple days ago. And so just try to keep that corrosion from popping up. It's gonna come up anyway, but just try to keep it to a minimal. So that's on the back of the cart. These leaf spring bushings are really bad about when they get time on there, they'll dry rot. Sometimes you'll even see the shackle will actually flatten out. You can see both of these are in the proper angle, which means all the space in between here is proper. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 back here, and then you've got 2 up front. Another thing too, if you're getting a lot of squeak from the back, if you've got a lifted cart, make sure these bolts are tight on these U-bolts. When they get loose, they tend to squeak a good bit. Here's a little tip. If your cart has an extended roof, these are called rear struts, what holds up the rear of them. Well, just about all of them tighten up right against the trim. If it is squeaking, and you can't really tell in this video, but I've actually put a little felt chair leg sticker in between there. I loosen up the bolt and then tighten it on there. And then when you shake it, there's no squeaking noise coming from the top. So if you've got one, they actually make some little rubber washers, but actually you can see there, I've got a little piece of rubber in there. But if you can get some of those felt chair leg, those things work great also, and they generally hold up pretty long. Guys, another really simple thing people just seem to ignore is air pressure. On a lifted, this is a 23-inch tall tire. This is on a 12-inch rim, but 12 and 14-inch. Keep those tires at around 20 PSI. That's a good starting place. I wouldn't go much below that, but if you get more than that, it tends to ride a little rough, but 20 PSI. Don't forget about that. All right, guys, another thing you want to do is check the alignment. Obviously, you want to look at the tires and see how they're wearing, and these are like almost brand new. But if you've got a square, just lay the square up there and you can see where it's touching the bottom. And it's very close. The video makes it look larger than it is, but it is very close. I'm within a 1/16 of an inch. That is actually okay. So let's go look at the other side. Flat ground. I'll put my square on there. And you look at it. Barely got a gap at the top, and it's touching the bottom. That is what they call your camber, the way your tire tilts, but that is actually okay. If yours is off, I do have a video on how to check that or to adjust the alignment. So on the alignment, you want to check your toe-in adjustment, get you a straight edge, or I've got a little bungee cord, or just have somebody hold the straight edge against the tire, and then take your tape measure. See, I grabbed the tape measure on the front, and a lot of these tires will have lines. This one does not, so what I'm gonna have to do is take 2 hands and hold the straight edge on the outside, and then I'm gonna measure, for instance, if I knew that was the edge of my tire, that'd be 49 inches, and then check it against the rear. Where you'll adjust it is with your tie rod, and that will point the tire in or out and help you get that alignment. And ideally, you want it about close to 0, maybe a 1/16 in, and that would get you the proper alignment for a lifted car. So again, as I'm checking this alignment, See, I'm probably closer to 49 3/4. And there again, I'm guessing this with just trying to show you guys a video, but the rear is too wide. It needs to be, like I said, within about a 1/16, maybe a 1/4 inch. But so I am going to adjust the toe in on this cart. And again, see the link is probably attached at the end of the video, and you can see how to do an alignment properly. Pretty easy. Hey guys, I'm going to show you a little maintenance tip here. So on these lifted carts, these heim joints that are top and bottom, and even though this cart is not dirty or muddy, they do get dry and they'll make a squeaking noise. So as I turn the steering wheel, can you hear that? So I'm gonna show you an easy fix for it. Here's the Wonder Cure right here, WD-40. So take those little heim joints and give it a little squirt, and maybe even underneath. Doesn't take much. Switching hands here. Sorry about the glare of the sun. It's that time of day. Get a little squeak in there. And like I said, it hadn't really been abused. It's just been a couple years since this has been done. Now let's turn the steering wheel. Noise gone. So these are just one little tip on the squeaky steering. I want to show you that. All right, guys, that kind of wraps up this video on some preventative maintenance or yearly maintenance stuff that I like to recommend. But just remember, reach out to me for all your eco battery needs. Also, Plum Quick motors. Those are my two biggest sellers. But subscribe to the channel. That helps me out too. So look at those golf cart tips and some of the shortcuts that I've learned throughout the years. And hopefully that helps you out where you can have an awesome cart season. So again, appreciate you tuning in, and be sure to click and subscribe.